about that. All right, here we go. We are recording again, and we have the first recording all saved. Great, that is awesome. For some reason, just give me one more second. I apologize. This is my absolute first time doing a live webinar like this with so many questions, and I sure was hoping that I was going to have my dad helping me tonight to sort through these, and I do apologize if I don't get to your question. But all right, so let's get in. Sorry about that. Let's get into Module 3, and this is where it gets important. Okay, this really is where it gets important. Choosing the right types of businesses to target. And there's so many different places that you can find businesses to target, okay? My favorite, absolute favorite types of businesses to target are high dollar, high value per customer, okay? High dollar value per customer. This is where I made 80% of my money offline, okay? All the different types of contractors, roofers, plumbers, painters, auto body shops, auto repair shops, the little used car dealers, okay? Even car salesmen, and even real estate agents. Businesses where if they can get a few jobs out of me per year, they don't need a lot out of this particular service, a few jobs per year, they're more than happy to continue paying me $49 a month or $800 a year, okay? They're more than happy to continue paying me so that if all they do is buy this $197 service, if all they buy is this, chances are they're going to get enough value out of it to keep buying it year after year, keep renewing with you year after year. And we set up our payments that we'll show you in module, I guess in module 4, I showed you how to set up module 4, I show you how to set up a PayPal payment and a subscription. But they'll just keep paying, okay? High dollar value per customers, okay? Roofers, plumbers, all the different contractors. There's so many different contractors. I love looking for businesses in the yellow pages. I absolutely love it. I grab the yellow pages and I look through it and I say, where are there a lot of businesses here? Okay, where are there a lot of businesses? And generally, where are there a lot of businesses that have quarter page ads and bigger in the yellow pages? On Google, where are there businesses that are advertising PPC? At the yellow pages online is another great place to find different businesses. Okay, I also get ideas when I see, say, a Valpak or a Money Mailer, or like a local ad sheet, or even Craigslist in online newspapers. If you visit your city newspaper that you're going to target, check out the businesses that are advertising there. Okay, that's some low-hanging fruit generally. That's definitely some low-hanging fruit. I just wanted to let you know. That's awesome. One of our students is offered to help with, some keyword research and business research, some different good keywords to target. So that's really nice, Derek. I'll go ahead and get a hold of you later on. That's very nice of you. Okay, so high dollar value per customers. Okay, these are my favorites right here. These really are my favorites. I've also started with the type of businesses where they're repeat customers. Okay, a repeat customer where the dollar value might not be so much right now, but if you bring them in a new client, okay, maybe a couple new clients a month, okay, if you can do that, they realize that those new clients came through you, okay, their $49 a month is not a big deal, and they'll keep renewing year after year after year. And some of those types of businesses are like oil change places, hair salons. Okay, not one of the very first businesses I ever did, or one of the first businesses I ever dealt with was actually a hair salon. And I've recently started doing some more with hair salons. And specifically, I discovered that a lot of the stylists, like the stylists themselves, they move sometimes from business to business. And you can latch on to some of those people, and just instead of selling right to the hair salon, you can target some of the actual beauticians and hairstylists. I'm finding that I'm getting more of those clients lately. Okay, because you'll email a hair salon, and you might get one of the girls that works there, and she might get to talking to you, or she might ask you a question about if you could help her, that type of situation. And I've gotten lists. I'll have to show you when we take a tiny little break here. At the end, I'll see. It looks like we're going to have enough time. I'm going to show you a place to go that you can maybe start with and grab these hair salons, because you're gonna be amazed at how easy it is to contact these girls and the people that work at the hair salons. Chimney sweeps, okay? And depending on where you live, you might have a lot of different pool care and a lot of different like not so much big landscaping companies, but just like lawn mowers and lawn care people. Okay? Same with chimney sweeps. Not every area of the company is going to have a lot of chimney sweeps. Now, when I say restaurants, I definitely all types of restaurants. That means Chinese restaurants, pizza restaurants, and there's no reason that you couldn't do a website for every, for a pizza restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, a fast food restaurant, a burger joint. If there's enough businesses of those type in a city, you can certainly sell those types of sites too. You can also, a lot of times, it'll be hard for almost any city to get like, say, bostonrestaurant.com. That's going to be difficult to get, but you might be able to get Boston Pizza Restaurant or Boston Chinese Restaurant. But don't deal with Boston. You shouldn't have any. You shouldn't be dealing with Boston. It's too big of a city. We got a lot of questions about different types of businesses. If you have a question, like if these are the businesses I recommend, keep things simple. Remember from the beginning, keep things simple. Yes, there's hundreds of other categories. There's dozens of other categories that you could choose, but think high dollar value per customer or repeat customers. And I tend to avoid retail and lawyers and general health and dentists, but I think I'm removing the dentists because I do believe that I am going to start targeting dentists more. The more that I see it, especially in my area, I'm getting a lot of general practice dentistry advertisers in the area. Yeah, chiropractic. I apologize. All your different questions coming in about these different businesses, I will keep getting to right at the end of this. Very important, and I do apologize for saying and and all that, but what is very important, okay, make sure that there are at least 30 or more competing businesses. And in fact, I apologize for not coming away from this mind map for a little bit, but where are we going to see if there's 30 or more? Hey, let's go to Yellow Pages. So go to yellowpages.com, okay? And remember, okay, let's actually, while we're all here on the webinar, remember earlier where we decided, I told you to pick, at least one city. I want you to go to Yellow Pages right now if you can. You can do this later, but type in your city there, okay? And just, you can look at the popular categories if you want. Like, we can look at these popular categories, and I'm going to look at them really quick. I might be thinking pizza. Okay, so you can see in the Worcester area, there are 291 different pizza places. Granted, not all of them are in Worcester, but quite a few of them are. Okay, and if we go to Google, and we type in Worcester pizza. Oh, I should know how to spell. If we look in Worcester pizza, you can see that there are pages and pages and pages of results here. We got lots of local listings. Worcester pizza is just a type of pizza. Oh, for some reason it's I'm still in. We can actually just go like this. We're getting a huge selection of pizza restaurants here. We know that pizza is a huge category. And chances are I would have no problems at all getting a domain name like Worcester Pizza, WorcesterPizzaRestaurant.com, and getting it on the first page of Google without hardly any trouble at all, I'm sure. Okay, this is one of those businesses, though, where you're going to get a lot of different businesses. Meaning you have a lot of different businesses that you can market to, which is what you want. That's key. That's absolute key to local cash machines. You got to have those businesses, okay? And as long as you have 30 or more competing businesses, you shouldn't have a problem selling off or assigning that site or getting it sold or getting it leased out, if you want to say. I won't ever say it to a customer, but we can say it to one another. You know, we're doing 197 setup. It basically is a rental. It basically is a lease. When they cancel with us, we keep the domain name, and then they can, you know, go on their merry way, and we can go ahead and get another $197 setup fee from another business. Okay, good questions coming in. Very good questions coming in. I love all the different businesses coming in. A lot of them are really good. But, you know, these are the businesses I recommend you start with. Honestly, start with any of these that are written down. Okay? There's plenty of other ones, and I got a ton of questions from people in here about businesses. Oh, this will come later. We'll be able to answer so many of these questions because I noticed we're only looking at about 10 o'clock. We'll have a lot of good questions that we'll be able to answer. You know, I recommend. It took me a little while. Okay, it did take me a little while until I found these different types of businesses. Like when I first started, I tried doing some for some jewelry stores, and the jewelry store's website, they didn't do so well. There just weren't a lot of people searching for it, I believe. And there really weren't that many businesses, so I had a whole bunch of jewelry websites that I had kind of built out on spec that were ranked, you know, well, but I just couldn't get any business to take them. They just didn't seem like a business that advertised all that much. Yeah, there were a couple of the big ones in the cities, but not a whole bunch of them. Look in, you know, any place you see an ad, any business that advertises is a potential customer, okay? For selling these sites right now, for getting these sites marketed, we want to deal with these different businesses, okay? And what I'm going to do right now is I am going to look at some of these questions, and let's just take some more questions right here. First off, is everyone enjoying the webinar so far? I see we got about 90% of the people that got on the webinar are still here. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you aren't enjoying it, tell me that too. Okay? And tell me what you aren't liking. Okay? I just got a ton of yeses, and I did get some, it's okay. And what he said was, it's okay. I really want to see the marketing material and all that, but I'm getting an overwhelming amount of people that are loving it, so I appreciate that. Bravo. You guys should have seen me, and girls, you should have seen me today. My girlfriend will tell you I was extremely nervous. I was so nervous. Gosh, was I nervous. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I applaud everyone here because I'm enjoying it too. Okay, I'm a little too rambling. I'll take that. I will just say this. You're probably right. You'll probably enjoy webinar on Wednesday and maybe Friday more. I will try to speed things up though. I am sorry about that, Paul. No, we're going to be just covering modules 1 and 3, and I will be able to peek into module 4 too, which will be a good thing. Alright, so some of these questions, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to answer some questions about different business types. Hair salons and beauty salons, they kind of are the same thing. If you look, let me just really quick. For some reason, my Google isn't working right tonight. Of all the nights for it not to work. Yeah, we're getting Hartford Hair Salon, or Worcester Hair Salon, and Worcester Beauty Salon. You know, you can see they both pull up. There's no reason, okay. Someone was asking, are hair salons and beauty salons the same thing? Yes and no, they basically are the same thing, but there's no reason that you couldn't sell a website for yourcityhairsalon.com and yourcitybeautysalon.com. There's absolutely no problem doing that. People are asking a lot of questions. Clone basic site, then just okay. Yeah, this is a question, and I want you to know about making of the websites. Yes, we clone a basic site, and then each new site for each new business would basically just have new information and some new like banner on there. So once we do the work once, things do become easier as we go along. I haven't done a lot of day spas. I did have a couple of people are asking, what about day spas and massage places? The problem with day spas is a lot of times you're not going to have enough. I know there are some places in the country where there are plenty of day spas and massage places. Sometimes you need to be in a city of over, say, 100,000 or so to be able to get the 30,000. But yeah, I have had luck with those types. Anyone that has to leave, don't worry, the recording will be up tomorrow. I do thank you for coming. Chiropractors, I know that there are a lot of different businesses a lot of different online courses, like local or offline courses, talk about dealing with chiropractors. Chiropractors are one of those niches that are super competitive. I've stayed away from chiropractors because they are so competitive. You probably could do it, and if you were maybe in a moderate-sized city, maybe a 50,000 to 100,000, you probably wouldn't have any trouble getting on that first page, and you probably wouldn't have any trouble getting the site sold. But I haven't done any. Dentist, I used to, like I said about dentists, I think they are a business worth going after now, even general practice dentists. So for dentists, I would say yes. Dentists are going to be one of the more difficult businesses to rank for, though. They definitely will be. because there are a lot of dentists out there that do have websites. There are a lot of dentists that have optimized websites. There are several different like dental marketing companies that have done a good job of getting a lot of dentists ranked well. So that's one that I don't, it's just not one that I concentrate on that much, but I think you could go into that market. I apologize, I realized the screen wasn't there. New dental patients are, a couple people have chimed in that the customer value on a dental patient is huge. And dentists know that, and different marketing companies know that. So there are a lot of like whales, there are a lot of big players in that market. So I wouldn't start in the dental market, honestly. People are asking, do I create a Google Places page with every website? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I only do it if they pay for it, though. When I used to offer the service for $4.97 or $7.97, I would usually create a Places page, kind of just as a bonus. But now that it's $1.97, I don't offer that. There's really no reason not to if you're starting out and you're really, really eager. It might take you an extra half hour to set up a basic Places page. The thing with doing a Places page, though, you really want to make sure that you don't do that Places page until you have actual business information on there. Like, you don't want to set up a Places page for one of these spec sites until it's claimed by a business. I hope that makes sense. Do the competing businesses... Okay, yeah, that's a really great question, Carmen. Do the competing businesses have to be in the same town, or are surrounding towns okay? Yeah, surrounding towns are okay. You know, usually... Or I should back that up a bit. Like, if it's a high dollar value customer, and if it's a service type of business, I'll go with, you know, towns right outside of those cities when I'm looking to collect businesses, to collect leads. I'll go outside of those cities because all those businesses in those surrounding towns, chances are their main area of doing business is right in that downtown or the main city. Okay, good question. This is kind of for Module 4, but we'll get to it tonight. Does it matter if you use a .com, .net, .org, or .info? Yes, I think it does, only in the fact that a lot of people teach, especially for SEO, that it's all right for .org names. I just don't feel that it's a domain name that should be associated with businesses, so I personally don't use it in my own business. I stick with .coms and .nets. And I don't go with .infos, even though they are less money. I don't go with those .infos because it seems like Google and a lot of other search engines and people generally don't see them with as having much value. Now, okay, long tail keywords. You can go down, you don't want to go too long of a tail. A couple of people have asked this about keywords. Shouldn't you go after really long tail keywords? Well, the problem with that is, if you remember, if you were able to start in on Module 4, our keyword that we're going after is also going to be our domain name. So we don't want to go after too long a tail keywords. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Don't go after too long of a keyword. You know, don't go that long tail. Usually with most search engine optimization, they teach you to go long tail, okay? Yes, the shorter keyword phrases are a little more difficult to rank for, but honestly, on a local level, in the 100,000 population cities, even in the 300,000 population cities, it's not that difficult to rank these businesses on that top page of Google. It really isn't. Good. I'm glad everyone's enjoying this. Now, we won't be going over backlinking tonight. We will be going over that I hope on Wednesday's webinar. I hope on Wednesday's webinar. If not, definitely in the videos that you'll get. Or actually, I did go over backlinking. If you go to Module 4 on the download page, if you just go to Module 4, I do go into backlinking in Module 4 Part 2. We'll go over the backlinking a little bit. So you can just go there to check that out for those of you that were asking about the backlinking. Will there be a follow-up? For different services that I offer after they get the foot in the door, generally different SEO services. I've started offering like Facebook pages. I have started charging now for Google Places. I don't do a lot of other services personally because, like I said, I'm coming back into offline marketing and I'm still not 100% sure what other services, how much time I want to put into it. There are a lot of other good services out there. There are a lot of great WSOs. Yeah, now people asked, okay, about restaurants, for different restaurants. We're not gonna, we can target, if you have 30 or 40 different Mexican restaurants in a town, you know, we'll do city name Mexican restaurant or city name pizza restaurant or pizza restaurant in city name. When we are like dealing with restaurants and whatnot, we can totally break those down into bigger categories. Just make sure that there's, you know, 30 competing restaurants. You wouldn't want to create, say, a website for a Mexican restaurant in your city, okay? And then get that website ranked on the first page and then find out there's only 4 Mexican restaurants in that city. It would be much too difficult to get that site sold off. Would the people that work in the spa business like the hairdressers? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. The person, B, just rephrase that question if you could. What if your site sits below? No, your site can be above or below Google Places. Generally, what I've found anyway is a lot of times you'll start off below the Google Places results, and then you will move up over time and sometimes get up above that. Hey, Brittany, what do you mean by what about catering? Yeah, realtors are super competitive. Realtors are super competitive, but in some of those smaller markets, you know, 50,000, 60,000 people, it's not that difficult. And instead of going after, you know, city name real estate agents, you could go after city name houses for sale or city name real estate for sale, something like that. You don't have to go after just real estate. Are there any widgets you use on the... No, I mean, my WordPress sites are... It's pretty simple. You know, I might have a text widget over on the side, and I use a couple different plugins, mainly like all-in-one SEO plugin, but nothing major on the WordPress sites. We'll get to that more on Wednesday. Yeah, no problem if you are above or below Google Places. All I care about is that first page. Yeah, you know, yes, I do. This is a good question. Do you find some businesses are easier to deal with than others? And I do. I find that some of the easiest businesses to deal with are like the contractor, maybe where the wife, you know, answers the phones and the contractor is actually out there every day. Those are businesses that I like. We don't really get into, like, do you find that more creative types of business have more complicated requests in setting up their sites, like wedding photographers? because we are going to be setting up these sites primarily with WordPress, at least that's what I'm going to be teaching you. For these people that want to have lots of pictures, it's really no problem. They can do a lot of the work on the uploading of the pictures themselves. So that really isn't that big of a deal. Yeah, I pretty much promise it, so long as they're paying their $49 a month. I do guarantee that their site will remain on that front page. If Google changes their algorithm, which they do all the time, and all of a sudden I build my site, we're going to build these sites using sound SEO practices, so you shouldn't really fall off, okay? You shouldn't really fall off. But, should things change, because it is just a month-to-month contract, you just, every month it's $49. If they did fall off, you would attempt to bring them back. But if they wanted to cancel, they could certainly cancel. I've almost had no one cancel. Generally, the only reason people cancel this service is if they go out of business. And we try to bring them customers, but we can't keep every business afloat. Do you develop? Hey, John, when you're saying, do you develop the main page to capture name and email, or simply look for the phone call right away? Do you mean for the client, John? Because, my websites are pretty much, because I'm not tracking leads, okay? Because I'm not tracking leads, it really doesn't matter so much. Like, if a business already is able to collect leads, if they already have an AWeber, I can set that up for them, but I'm not tracking the leads, so I don't really, that can be an upsell service. You can upsell them on building a list. This simple service, it doesn't come with that. The call to action is to call, okay? And I know that if my website is on the top of, Google for Fort Lauderdale Mover, I know, because I get these calls actually, but I know that they're getting several calls a month, and there's definitely no reason that they can't pay that $49. But you can offer like an opt-in service and an email list building services. Those are all add-ons. I'm just doing a simple website like this. I do have, simple contact form. They do have that, but this is just like a simple web submit form. It's not hooked to an autoresponder or anything like that. You could, of course, set that up, but that's not what I'm doing. No, if a business is ranking #1 on Google Places, is the website? If a business is ranking #1 on Google Places, they're not a category. They're not a prospect. We're mainly dealing with businesses that are page 3 or 4 back. If someone's on the first page of Google Places, they don't need this particular service that we're selling them. Generally, people are asking, what if all keyword variations are taken for a... We'll cover that later, but usually you could move on to a different city. I'm sorry, I'm rambling now because I'm only asking half of the question. I do apologize for that. I'm trying to sort out what's a question for Module 4, what's a question for Module 3. I got a lot of questions for Module 4. Do you build the site first? Yeah. Yes, Paul. When offering these local cash machines, we build the site first, then market it to the businesses. Later on, you can market and then build it. But for now, we want to build the site, then market it to the businesses. Okay? And we're going to start marketing it to businesses before the website is even ranked on the first page. It doesn't even need to be. But we'll get to that later on too. More questions about, Chinese restaurants. A lot of times a city will have 30 or 40 Chinese restaurants, or an area will have that. That's a good business. I haven't sold many Chinese restaurants, so to be honest with you, I haven't approached them very much. No, Will. If a site sits below the Google Places pack, does that impact the results for the client site? No. That's still the first page. It doesn't matter if they're on, I don't care if the site is ranked 1 or ranked number 10. That doesn't matter to me. What I'm offering is the site on the first page. That's going to bring them more customers. That's going to make them more money. If it's number 5 or number 4, yes, you and I both know, and most people know, that number 1 is going to get more business, but we're not always going to be able to achieve number 1. And sometimes it might look like it's number 1 for us, but on their computer, it's number 3. So I don't usually try to say, this is number 1. Yeah, we are going to be going into outsourcing, but that's going to be on Friday, not tonight's webinar. You can ask your questions, though, certainly about outsourcing. Yeah, if a domain is taken, you can use some qualifiers, but I like to use like an in qualifier rather than a best or greatest roofer in Worcester. I'd rather use, if Worcester roofer was taken, I'd go for roofer in Worcester or Worcester roofing contract. I might just add another word like that onto it. No need to be sorry, B. Yeah. How do we make Giselle? We're covering module 1 through 3 tonight, and that's what we're taking the questions for primarily. But I didn't get a chance to send out the email to everyone. But if you go into the members area, onto the download page, localcashmachines.com/WSOTY2465.html, you can click on access module 5, and that's how I go into marketing the site. And I also uploaded some killer marketing material for you today, and I'll give you a quick preview of that. I have one of my absolute best postcards I ever used in here. You can swipe that. I wrote down all the text for it. An outsourcer would be more than happy to redo that for you for like $5, or you could just enter in the text into like a word processor if you have Microsoft Word and bang out some postcards right on your computer if you want to. I've also got a nice little one-page sales letter here. Another sales letter. Got a couple different emails, some more postcard text. I've got a whole sample sales page, which I know you guys are going to like. You can use this sales page. You can create a page right on the site that you're going to be selling, or you could, if you got the upgrade package, you're already going to have this sales page already HTML formatted. But for you people that didn't get the upgrade, you can at least have the text. You're just going to have to format that into a page that you have. Once again, that's something that people would do for $5 all day long. I have a nice video script for you. Got some more postcards. These were some postcards I used in my old program that worked really well. I want you to have those. You can just upload these right to like Vistaprint or another postcard company, and they'll bang them out for you. You can also print them on your own computer. Another postcard. This is a really good postcard that I've used with some amazing success. It basically says, hey, start getting more new customers with this website that's already ranked on the first page of Google. Right now you are losing customers, and I can help you get them back. Call 508-641-4409 right now to claim this site before your competition does. I've used this postcard and a variation of this for years, and it works wonderful. It's simple, and it works very well. But anyway, that was, I uploaded all Module 5, so all you people that are asking about Modules 5 and 6, you'll be able to go ahead and move on to Module 5 and download all that marketing material. It's right there on the download page. All right, let's see. We got a lot of questions here. A lot of the questions, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but they're pertaining to like module 4 and 5. Have I? Yes, yes. No, I have, Charlie. I've sold sites all the way down to spot 10. So long as it's on that first page of Google, that's all I care about. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's number 1 or number 10. You know, what if you do go off the first page? We'll cover that some more later on, but if you go off the first page, just create another couple of backlinks. Create an article. You know, make a short little screencast video or a short little article. Submit it off to eZine articles. Make another post at Craigslist like you learned how to do in Module 4. And that should get you back on the first page. Okay. If someone calls up and says, hey, I noticed I fell off the first page, hopefully you'll notice it before they do. But in the way I do it, I still do it old school. You know, I'll manually check. There's lots of software out there. Unfortunately, I'm on a Mac and some software isn't available that tracks all that stuff. But there's plenty of free software out there that'll track a lot of different sites. There's some paid software, but you can just check it manually. If someone does say, hey, I fell off the first page, say, oh, we just noticed that we're doing everything we can to get you back. You should be back up there by this time next month. If not, we'll go ahead and refund you this month. Almost never happens, though. Yeah, clients do ask for, and we do give them login access to the site, especially when we're doing a WordPress site. We'll give them login access. We do let them know that if they change anything and their rankings fall, we can't be held responsible. People ask about leads. Yeah, Bernie, I'm not sure exactly what you mean when people ask about leads because they want to actually help the business. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I know, like, providing leads is an absolutely great business model, but it's just not the business model that I'm teaching, and it's not the business model that I use. You can certainly combine that with this business model if you wanted to, but for ease of use, I find it's a lot easier to offer a site for a $197 setup than to, you know, offer them, you know, leads or whatever. Yeah, Bronson, we're going to cover that more more on Wednesday night when we're setting up our first business or our first website. Yeah, definitely, B. You can offer a great service to offer is to offer to set up Aweber for a business. Once you've got them on the hook, once they have gone ahead and purchased, you know, have said, yeah, I want this site, you can offer them all those different services. And setting up Aweber is certainly an angle that you could go with. Yeah, I do have basic email, Edward, and everyone else. Go ahead and you can check on the download page all the marketing material. You're still going to be getting more as we go through the training, but you know, a lot of the marketing material was uploaded today. I didn't have a chance to email everyone though. Yes, Robert asked a good question. Will I drill down within a business? Like auto repair has like transmission repair and brake repair and, you know, radiator repair. Yes, I can break that down, and I have broke that down. Generally, I will start auto repair. Auto repair is one of those, or car repair, surprisingly easy to rank for. And what you can do is, you know, rank for general auto repair. Just auto repair your city, or car repair your city, or your city car repair. And then you can break it down even further. Oh no, Brittany, what wasn't you didn't like the sound of? No, ranking does matter, of course. Yeah, ranking does matter But it doesn't matter in the fact that all I'm offering customers, I'm offering customers a website on the first page of Google. I'm not offering customers the #1 site on Google. No, actually, Paul, we don't build optimized sites for mobile devices. And that is another one of those upsells that's really easy to set up too and would be a fantastic upsell. Sure. Want to take a look at a website I just started building after getting your course? Yeah, Dave, for sure. That's a great domain name, Dave. I will email you after tonight, after this webinar, for sure. Rick, the postcard that's worked the best has been, what do you call it? Just got asked what postcard works best. That one that's postcard sample. When you can do that, when you have the results and you can actually show the Google results and mail that out to them, that is the #1 performing one. It's simple, it's ridiculously simple. But that one does perform the best. Should we go? I have a page one size right now. Yeah, Charlie, that's awesome. When you go through the marketing material in Module 5 and then even on Module 6, you should have no problem getting those sold. I hope they're in good markets. Giselle, I'll email you after about that. Oh no. Hey, are we still on? Can everyone still hear me all right? Uh-oh. Hey, can you guys just type in if you can hear me? I just got a message that is having network difficulties, and I want to make sure that we're not disconnected. So if you can hear me, just type yes, please. Oh, good. Phew! Thank you. Sorry about that. Very good, very good. Yeah, Giselle, there's really no problem with that. No problem at all. I've never run into any problems. And yeah, Brittany, if you're running into businesses that you're contacting and they want proof that you can actually get them leads, move on to the next business. Generally, you can just move on to the next business. Especially when you're talking about a roofing contractor or something like that, you might only be bringing in 1 or 2 leads a month. And once again, though, that is plenty for them. And what you tell those businesses, I do offer a 60-day guarantee. And on my sales material, I say, hey, give it a try for 60 days. If you're not happy, we'll give you a refund. And that generally has been more than enough to keep people happy. There's always going to be clients that take up more time or that are a harder sell. And what I do, honestly, I move on to the next customer. If someone is asking you for things that you don't necessarily offer or that you can't guarantee, you just need to move on to the next client. No, I haven't done anything with QR codes. Yeah, Ruben, people are asking what my favorite marketing materials out of those are. Anytime I can do something for free, so like with email marketing, This really is getting into more like Module 5, though. Does anyone have any other business-specific questions? Like, if you were wondering about a specific type of business. Yeah, Roy, you're absolutely right. It's the business's job to convert, a lead into a sale, for sure. We can get their business out there in front of those customers that are looking for that type of business. And that's what we can do. We can do that really easily. Some businesses, Brittany, honestly, I'm not sure about catering just because I don't have any catering clients. We had talked about that before. If you have enough competition there, though, if you have 30 or 40 caterers out there, and a caterer is going to have a big ticket per transaction. So I think caterers could be a good niche. It's just one that I haven't dealt with. Just make sure that there's plenty of. Hey John, I'm here. Just make sure that there's plenty of competition. Remember, make sure that you have at least 30 or more competing businesses. And there are exceptions, for sure. Air conditioning, yeah, perfect, yeah. Both automotive air conditioning and heating and vacuum, or heating, ventilation, and air conditioner contractors. Those are good contractors, for sure. A lot of those guys will also be a plumber too. What I'm doing right now is, let me just touch on this right now, right? Because let's talk about a couple of the different businesses. We're not going to get into Module 4 right now, but this really should have been like Module 3b. The different businesses that I kind of avoid are mortgage brokers, refinancing, lawyers, doctors, handymen, lower dollar services, okay, and pretty much retail businesses. I hate retail. I hate it. I just have never been able to do good with it. Yeah, water heater. Okay, Will, very good. Have both concrete mason businesses, water heater installer. In some parts of the country, that's a really popular search term, water heater replacement. Yeah, that's very good. Air conditioning goods. Security systems, Sean, sometimes yes, sometimes no. You might find that there just aren't enough different competing businesses for them to work. I avoid businesses without much competition. That goes back to the 30 rule. Make sure that you have at least 30 businesses so that you can mail to 30 different businesses and say, hey, you want this? Pool fencing, a lot of these are good. Yeah, bathrooms, very good. Bathroom remodeling, kitchen remodeling, pest control. Alex, the reason I don't like mortgage brokers, there's so much competition, and there's nationwide competition and nationwide dollars on a local level that make it really hard to compete in. Yep. B, soft water sales. Yeah, like water treatment. If there's enough competition, some areas there will be, some areas there won't be. Will, fencing in general, for sure. Depending on where your area is, maybe pool fencing. Concrete business, yep, that's another one where there's probably going to be enough business. Okay, this is a good question, and we're going to go over that kind of more in Module 4, but on a local level, unfortunately, keyword search volume doesn't have much bearing, because a lot of times the search volumes are going to be so low that they're not even going to show up. They might not show up. Sometimes searches under 500 don't show up. I'm not sure exactly what the exact number is, but a lot of times local searches won't show up. say for, you know, your city bathroom remodeling. In Google, it might not show that there's a lot of results, but when you do a Google search for bathroom remodeling in your city or your city bathroom remodeling, you'll see that there are a lot of different businesses that do come up. Yeah, car wreckers, soft water, a lot of good. What I'm going to do, you're in, okay, yeah. Yeah, Will's in Australia. Say, good day, mate. I'm a jerk. Sorry. We've been on here for almost 2 hours. I'm starting to get a little loopy, I must say. Avoid these different businesses, though, especially when you're first starting. And try and avoid, like when you're marketing, try and avoid dealing with like nationwide companies. You want the small mom and pop type of businesses. Okay. Marcy, I'm hoping to be able to get this WordPress theme that I did get private label rights to, and I'll be able to offer it as a bonus. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to get it out to everyone this week. I should be able to get a version of it out to people this week, especially for the people that got the upgrade. Otherwise, I'll be able to offer it. I think I should be able to offer it for like $5 to everyone else. And it'll be a very cool theme that'll be easy to set up. It'll be easy to use. And like I said, I'll only charge $5. People that did get the upgrade, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you if you got the upgrade. Otherwise, it'll be $5 for it. And I should be able to get it out this week. Yeah, specialty doctors are good. They do have big money. They're a high dollar service, but they are highly competitive, right? And you're going to have a hard time because some of these businesses have thousands of dollars. Even in a community like 100,000 people, you know, they're going to have a lot of money. They're going to have, you know, a marketing firm, an internet marketing firm, chances are working for them. And it's just one of those that I just want to stay out of. Yeah, and if you like a theme that you guys have that you like, yeah, you'll definitely be able to use that. You just want it to be basic. You don't want anything too fancy at all, and you should be good. Do you do any networks or multiple sites? No, you mean like WordPress multi-site? No, I don't really get into that. Yeah, if you already have a theme using Thesis, though, you'll be fine. Yeah, everyone, you will get a copy of the mind map, sure. You know, I have been breaking it down by module, but for this mind map, yeah, I will give it to you. It's gonna be big and ugly, though. You'll see when you blow it up, because there are a lot of nodes on it. But if you just, you know, zoom in, you should be able to see everything all right. Okay, I think this is gonna wrap down the webinar tonight. I think, do you guys know where to find businesses now? Have you thought of maybe 1 to 3 cities? Okay, actually, let me ask this right now. And I only want you to say no if you haven't, because I'm going to assume. Okay, Alex, at first we're targeting 1 keyword per site. Like if we decided we were going to go after roofing contractors, the keyword might be, you know, Baltimore roofing contractor, or roofing contractor in Baltimore, or Baltimore roofer. That's all we're targeting at first. We're going to get that site ranked, and then once we have them as a client, we can find out what their other services are and help them get ranked both naturally and maybe if they want to do some more marketing for those other keywords. Yeah, yes, actually you guys can go. No, Robert, I use 1 domain for 1 site. I don't use any subdomains. I'm sorry I didn't get to that question earlier. I don't use any subdomains at all. Don't use them. A domain is only going to cost you like $8 per site. And if you're going to get 200 for the site, it's worth it. Why don't I use domains? Pretty much kind of like I just said there. It's much more professional. A business appreciates having, WorcesterRoofer.com, not Worcester or not Roofer.com .Boston or .Phoenix or wherever. You definitely want to go one website, or one domain is one website. And yeah, you guys can actually, you can go register for Wednesday's webinar right now. It's going to be the exact same time. Okay, if you go to your download page, localcashmachines.com/WSOTY 2465.html. If you go to the bottom of that page, you can go ahead and register for Wednesday's webinar. Edgar, I think HostGator hosting is the best. I like HostGator for their service. Anytime over the years I've had the slightest of problem, I've been able to get on their live chat and they've walked me through any problem I've ever had. Even if it's when it's been totally my fault, they've been super helpful. I recommend HostGator highly. If you go to localcashmachines localcashmachines.com. I don't even have the link up. I like HostGator. Wait to get the hosting until tomorrow, though. I'll put up a link where you can get a discount. Awesome. Thank you. I am so glad. We are just about out of time. Any questions I didn't get to answer? If you had a question tonight about Module 1 through 3, and I somehow missed your question, and I didn't answer it, or I didn't answer something similar, just send me an email at mark@localcashmachines.com, and I will do my best to either get that answered for you either tonight or tomorrow. Okay? And if you guys had enjoyed yourselves, it would be great if you could go to my WSO post and just say, hey, Mark, the webinar was great. I'm enjoying the training. Something like that. If you guys could do that, I would appreciate it. You certainly don't have to, though. And if you don't like the training, let me know too. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and upload the webinar tomorrow. There's gonna be like almost 2 hours of training tomorrow. So, Charlie, you should be able to scroll all the way down. Let me see. Yeah, Charlie, if you scroll, maybe just refresh your page. If you scroll all the way down, I'm going to pull this like in the next 10 minutes, but if you scroll all the way down, you'll see the date for Wednesday's webinar. Okay? And I think that's gonna do it. This is about to close down. Once again, guys, I want to really thank you. You've made this first webinar an absolute pleasure. I was so nervous starting tonight, and everyone has been so nice and so thoughtful and nice. It's been a great experience. I want to thank you again for coming. I want to thank you again for investing in this program. I know that when we get done with Module 6, you all are going to be able to go out there and make some money. I absolutely know it if you put it into action. So go on out there and do your best. And we will see you on Wednesday. Like I said, send in your questions if they didn't get answered tonight. Quick, 20%, Ruben. 20%. Okay, I will see you on Wednesday's webinar. Thanks again, everyone, and you all have a great night. I appreciate everyone coming out. Bye-bye.